Moaning to daddy, the family doesn't message you anymore. Here's a message for you. I will keep this as short as I can, but this is a story about my partner's sister and needs a bit of context. For this story, we will call my boyfriend, BF, his dad, and his sister, A. Me, 29, in a week, F, and my boyfriend, 34M, have been together for around 5 years but a thing for about 8, because life right grinning face with sweat. We are at that weird phase where we are ready for engagement and everything that comes with the next steps, but enjoy our holidays far too much to spend the money on a rock and a piece of paper. We are settled, happy, and it works for us. We currently live in his family home with his dad, 70M, whilst we are saving for a house, as paying the remainder of the mortgage and our bills is way cheaper than renting, and works until his dad becomes ready to downsize. Mom is separated and lives with her partner. My boyfriend's sister, A, 30F, has not long moved in with her latest boyfriend. This will be number 6 that she has moved in with, since just before the pandemic, and BF and I have been dating officially. She left earlier this year, but only took her essential items, and the remainder of her belongings are piled in and thrown around her old room like a bomb went off. This is leaving the largest bedroom of the house redundant, as we can't use it due to her belongings. We would like to move my BF's dad into the big bedroom downstairs after a nasty accident that has left him recovering from surgery, and he's currently living in the smallest room upstairs. We have explained that she needs to come and clear out the bedroom so that we can decorate and move dad downstairs, but every date she tells us she is coming over to finish moving out, there is always an excuse and she doesn't show. There are 2 wardrobes, a chest of drawers, her bed, the majority of her clothing, all gifts/souvenirs/ornaments, photographs, teddies. Basically everything she owns left in the room. Oh, and her pets are still living with us too. This Saturday she finally came over to sort some belongings, but instead of sorting and packing her stuff, she sat in the living room drinking tea and moaning to her dad about work and that no one ever speaks to her. We used to message a lot to check in with her, invite her to Sunday dinner, etc., but she would just read it and not respond or not even bother to read it. So we stopped. We figured she will reach out when she needs/wants something, and didn't want to be that family that doesn't leave her alone when she's trying to build her own life. After an hour or 2 though, she announced she had plans and left without setting foot in her room, and again, we don't know when the next date will be that she graces us with her presence. I got home from work tonight and dad was on the sofa clearly in a lot of pain and had hurt himself going upstairs to his bedroom. When BF got home from work, he took him to be seen medically and I stayed home to cook dinner. As I boiled the rice, apparently I boiled my emotions too, and I exploded. I went to the bedroom and dismantled her bed, drawers and dressing table and began packing her belongings into the storage boxes that we brought for her. She got the text message tonight that she was crying over this weekend though. A photograph of the bed and other furniture dismantled, and the boxes of the stuff I have already packed. I accompanied this, with the date she has until to finish her move out, before it all goes to the charity shop rolling on the floor laughing. Dad's all okay, for anyone who cares. Strict instructions to rest up and stop going up the stairs unnecessarily. My BF decided to unload how he feels about my weight gain while drunk at a bar with his coworkers. My BF, 30M, and I, 28F, have been together for 8 years this December. I was diagnosed with PCOS 3 years ago after gaining an insane amount of weight in a short time after stopping birth control. Hand in hand, I was diagnosed with depression as well around the same time. Losing the weight and still is incredibly hard for me. I'd lose a few, then gain them back. Even if I did lose a few, my BF won't be impressed and never said good work. He absolutely doesn't believe in eating healthy. Or that my condition requires me to eat healthier than him. He says I just need to exercise more and more. I just run for 2 hours, lift weight for 2 hours. All those drastic exercise things, I should do. But eating healthy is bullshit. So he's never fully supported me in anything. The exercises I do is useless. All those shit. We went out last night and his co-workers were seated at the table right behind us. He knew this. He got drunk really quick. I mentioned what I wanted to eat and he lost his shit on me. Going on for a good 20 minutes on how being fat is my fault and he can't believe I haven't lost the weight yet and he hates the way I look now, and he literally just went on and then said something in the Lord's name. Then a guy on another table stood up and told him, "Dude, you don't speak like that." And my BF, "Shut up." During this time I told him to please stop, everyone is staring. And every time he'll get louder and say he doesn't care, he wants me to hear this because of my health. When he was done, he said fuck this, turned around and sat next to his coworkers. I was literally too stunned to speak. One of them asked me if I wanted water or should they help me get him home. I opted for the latter. When I got home I just cried and my BF just crashed on the bed. I felt so humiliated and ashamed. I know I'm overweight, and trust me, I hate how I look too now. I am trying my best to lose it. Especially on the days when my depression feels so bad. I walk and run longer miles, because I know I'm not going to do anything else. This isn't the first time he lashed out about it like this too, but this is the first time where he's done it in public. Pettiness at the Ferrari Museum. A lovely commenter suggested this for here. Today I was lucky enough to visit Museum Ferrari Maranello. Cars aren't really my thing, but my aunt did not want to go alone. Many cars, many photos, not too crowded, generally people being polite and not stepping into photos being taken, all very respectful. Until the last car didn't seem a particularly special one, compared to how others were displayed. I'm politely standing next to an older lady, taking a photo of her husband next to the car. Behind him and facing the other direction, my aunt. I'm about to alert her when he loudly says, in French, "I don't want the fat cow in my photo." Well, guess who speaks French? I marched over, planted myself right behind him, and started reading every display on the walls. Eventually, he braved asking me to move. I smiled politely, and stated, in French, "No thank you," and kept reading. Eventually, people were staring, it was a standoff, and when one woman, politely, not staff, alerted me, I calmly stated, "Oh, I'm aware," he called my aunt a fat cow. A few people chuckled and entered the frame. I'm stubborn to a fault, so I was quite happy to wait him out, reading away. Eventually, they huffed off. As soon as they left the room, I moved for everyone else to take photos. My aunt found it funny, and if he'd only asked, she would have happily moved. She was unaware and doesn't speak French. I hope that old us gets diarrhea for the rest of his holiday.